Hey, Buena Vista Baptist kids and friends that are joining in today. It's Kira and Pastor Scott, and of course, our best buddy, Steve. Well, today we've got another great story for you. But before we get to the story, I have a challenge for Kira to do. And in order to do that challenge, I need to put a blindfold on her. Can I put this blindfold on you?
Yes.
Okay. So, she's a little bit nervous maybe, but that's okay. We'll put the blindfold on so she can't see. Does that work? Can you see?
I can't see anything.
Okay. Here's the challenge. We are going to give Kira a piece of fruit and she has to guess what it is. Okay, let's start with this one. Kira, what fruit is that?
Is this an apple?
Yes, it is. Well done. Okay, which one next? Let's try this one. This fruit. What is this?
An orange.
You're right. 2 for 2. She's doing well. Okay, this is going to get a little tricky. How about this one?
An apricot?
An apricot. My favorite fruit in the world. Okay, how about this one right here?
Oh, this is a cantaloupe.
You're absolutely right. Okay, let's try one more. How about this fruit?
This isn't a fruit.
You're right, it's not a fruit, but it's filled with fruit. Actually, when I went to the store, I wanted to get a fig, but I couldn't find any figs. So I had to find a fig biscuit. That's what this is, and it's also one of my favorite things to eat. Well, the story that we have in the Bible today is all about a fig tree that wasn't producing any fruit. And one day, the man that owned the fig tree went out and looked at the tree and said, "For 3 years, I've been waiting for fruit from this tree. Let's just cut it down." But the gardener said, "Hold on a minute. Why don't I dig around the soil and fertilize it? Let's give it 1 more year to produce some fruit." What an interesting story that was. You see, God expects fruit from our lives too. But the wonderful thing is that God is very patient with us. Now, we don't produce fruit like apricots or apples or oranges. We are meant to produce something called the fruit of the Spirit. Things like love and joy and peace. And you can find the whole list in Galatians chapter 5. But God is patient with us, and He wants us to produce the very best fruit in our lives. So I'm going to encourage you to go with your parents and read the story. Where can they find it?
Luke chapter 13, verses 6 to 9.
And after you read that story, look for the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians chapter 5 and see what God expects from us and how patient He is for us to produce that. So that's a great story for you to look up, and then you can download all the activity sheets afterwards. So for now, it's Kira and Steve and Pastor Scott saying, see you next week.